Hello there, thank you for joining me for today's practice. My name's Paula. Today is a prenatal whole body yoga flow. So it's depending on how long you've been practicing, this might be something that you can practice right up into your third trimester, maybe the middle of the third trimester. But if you're kind of quite new to practice, then I would probably recommend it sort of, into your second trimester. But everyone's really different. So make sure you're listening to your own body and we will take things slow, but we are working through like whole body movements and stepping back and stepping forward and those sorts of things. So just see how you're going. There's lots of other practices to choose from if you feel like this might be too strong for you. For today's practice, we're going to have some props with us. So I've got a strap behind me. So if you don't have a strap, you could use a scarf or a belt or something like that. And I've got a blanket and a bolster. That's just for the end for our Shavasana position. And if you have two blocks or two big books or something like that, you could use those. You might want to use them just for a couple of the poses. So see how you go. If you don't have them, probably manage without it, but it'll be really nice if you do have them as well. So let's make a start. So make sure, and when with your blocks, set them up at the top of your mat so they're ready, one on either side of the top of the mat, okay? And have your strap nearby. We won't start with it just yet, and we're just going to come up to standing. So standing in kind of a wide parallel position with your feet. So it's just giving plenty of space for your baby and giving yourself a bit of a nice wide base. And placing the palms of hands together, coming into your prayer position. Feeling the grounding down through the soles of your feet. And if you feel comfortable to do so, close down your eyes, or you could just let the eyes settle just a couple of meters down in front of you. But if it's okay, closing down the eyes. Taking a few moments here to connect with your breathing. And as you feel into the soles of the feet, pressing down, start to have a sense of lengthening up and out through the crown. And gently starting to lengthen into your breathing as well. So slowing down the inhale and slowing down the exhale. Let's continue with that for a few moments. And then let's gently open up the eyes. So releasing the arms down by your side. Take a soft bend through the knees, reach the arms out to the side, taking a big inhale, press down through the feet, reach up through the hands, palms together, look up to the thumbs, and then exhale, bring the hands back down through the center line. Just a little pause here in your prayer position, and then releasing the hands. Once again, bend through the knees, reach the arms out, take an inhale, press down through the feet as you reach up, looking up towards your thumbs, and then exhale, bring the hands down through the center line. And one more time, bend through the knees, reaching the arms out, inhaling, reach up, and then exhale, draw the hands back down. Let's pick up your strap or your scarf. And I'm just going to hold the strap in either hand, just down by the hips, just a little bit wider than the shoulders. You might need to adjust as we go along. So we're going to do a little bit of upper body work here to start off with. We're going to take an inhale, reach the arms up above the head. Keep the tailbone dropping down. You might need to let the hands slide apart a little bit. We're going to try to circle the arms all the way back behind. And then taking another inhale, coming up. And then exhale, bringing the hands back down. And inhaling, bringing the arms up. And then exhaling. So the ribs really want to flare forward, so just let them drop in as you try to bring those arms back. Really just trying to feel across the front of the chest. And then again, inhale, bring the arms up. and then exhaling. Go one more time. Inhale, and then exhaling. And then inhale, come up towards the ceiling with the arms. We're just going to hold it up here. Try to relax the muscles at the base of the neck away from the ears. And tailbones dropping down, making sure we're not locking out through the knees. Gentle micro bend, quadriceps lifting. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let's take a side bend to the right, reaching over, pulling down with that right hand, big side bend, and then take an inhale, coming back up through your center, and then exhale over to the left, big side bend to your left, and then inhale through center, and then exhale to your right, and you can let the eyes follow down, and then inhale through center, exhaling over to your left, letting the eyes follow down, and then inhale back up through center. Same thing, we're just gonna step with the left foot behind, a curtsy action, same action with the upper body, and then inhaling up through center, stepping back with your right onto the ball of that right foot, looking down to the left, gently pulling down the left hand, center, and to the right, inhaling, exhale to the left, inhale, center. One more time to the right. We're going to hold it in our curtsy position here. Keep the breathing going. Little gentle tension, drawing that right hand down, left hand up. And then let's take an inhale, come through the middle. Let's go to the left hand side. Right foot steps back behind you. Hold it here. And then inhale, back up through center. And then let's release the arms down for a moment. We'll just do one more thing with the strap. You might be able to bring your hands a little bit closer now, a bit more warmer. And then let's take the arms up above the head. Take an inhale. As you exhale, start to reach those arms back. We're not going to take it all the way back this time. Trying to find that point of stretch across the front of the chest into those inner armpits without letting the ribs flare forward. Drop the tailbone down. Keep breathing. Creating a bit of tension by pulling the strap apart. One more full breath. And then let's release the arms all the way down. Pop your strap off to the side. Coming forward towards the top of your mat. So standing in our wide-legged Tadasana here. Feet parallel. Just depending how far along you are, you might need to go wider. You might be able to be a bit more narrow. Just making space for the belly. Reaching the arms down by your side. Looking straight ahead. Sweep the arms forward, take an inhale, all the way up, drop the tailbone down, keep circling the arms back behind you and lifting the sternum, and we're going to take the hands onto the lower back, fingers pointing up if you can. If you can't, then point down. If you can, fingers pointing up. Use your thumbs, drop the tailbone down, press the pelvis forward, squeeze the elbows in. If you feel comfortable, you might be able to let your head relax back. One breath. And then inhaling, coming up. Bend forward through the hips, so fold through the hips, bend through the knees, slide the hands all the way down. This might be somewhere where you want to use your blocks to stay a little bit higher up in your Uttanasana. Otherwise, folding all the way down to where you can. Maybe a soft bend through those knees, let the head relax. Take an inhale into your halfway lift. Hands can come to the shins or to the thighs. And then exhale, fold. Bend through the knees, step back as if you're going into your down dog. We're going to come down into our tabletop position. Setting up the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Just take a moment to settle. Coming into your cat-cow, so releasing the belly down, lifting the sternum and the eyes up. Inhale. As you exhale, tuck the toes under, C-curve through the spine. Little rock back towards the heels as you tuck your chin in. And then again, releasing the tops of the feet down. Sternum reaching forward, eyes lift. And then as you exhale, tucking the toes under, C-curving through the spine. Press the middle and the lower back up towards the ceiling, rocking slightly back towards the heels. And then release the tops of the feet down. Take an inhale. This is the last one. And then exhale. And then coming back into your neutral spine. Take the right arm up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale, looking up towards the right hand. As you exhale, bring the hand down. Flex through the right hand, reach it forward. Let the head relax. And then coming back up again. Reaching the arm up. Inhale. Exhale, flex through the right hand. Let that left elbow relax as you reach that right hand forward. And then coming back. One more time. Inhaling. And then exhaling. And then coming back into your tabletop. We're going to sit back into our child's pose. Big toes together. Open your knees nice and wide. Sitting back towards your heels. You might want to stay up a little bit higher. If you've got the space, if it feels right, then starting to walk your hands a little bit further forward. Maybe your forehead can come all the way down. Settling back into your breathing. Slowing down the inhale, slowing down the exhale. And come back into your tabletop position. Just resetting, and let's go with the left arm extending up. Take an inhale, reach that left arm up, and then exhale. Flex that left hand, reach it forward towards the top of the mat. Let that right elbow relax. And then again, inhale, reach that left arm up, and then exhaling. One more time. Inhaling, and then exhaling. And then inhaling, coming back into your tabletop. Big toes together, open the knees wide, sitting back into your child's pose. Either staying a bit more upright or walking your hands a bit further forward. Maybe forehead coming down. And then coming into your tabletop position. Tucking the toes under. Making your way into your down facing dog. Making sure the feet are wide enough for your down dog. Pressing down evenly through all 5 knuckles of the hands. Deep, slow breaths. Just one more breath. We're going to take that right leg up to our 3-legged dog. If that just feels like it's too much for you, then you can just step that right foot forward when we come to that point. But if you can, you're going to take that right leg up to your 3-legged dog. Draw that left quadricep up. Keep the right toes pointing down towards the mat. Take a big inhale. Stepping the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Finding your sprinter's lunge here. Tips of the shoulders away from the ears. Eyes looking slightly forward. Pressing the back of the left thigh up towards the ceiling. One more breath. Place the left heel down onto the mat. And we're making our way up to standing. So circle that left arm up, press down through the right foot, coming all the way to standing. Our feet are not quite in the right position, so we're going to have to adjust. So this right heel lines up with that back left heel or the inner arch of that left foot. Nice and wide coming into your warrior two. Or if it feels better, keep it a narrow stance. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bending to this right knee. Arms up at shoulder height. And then turning the head to look over towards that right middle finger. Option here, taking that right hand onto the upper back, taking hold of that right elbow with the left hand, keeping the shoulders facing the side. Take an inhale. As you exhale, and we're starting to lean back with the upper body. Eyes can lift up towards the ceiling. On your next in-breath, let's release the arms and straighten into the legs. Step that left foot in, just about a foot or two, just to narrow the stance a bit. We're going into our Trikonasana. So right toes pointing forward, left toe slightly on an angle in. Inhale. As you exhale, you might stay upright. No hands onto the knees or no pressure into the knees. Either above the knee, reaching that left arm up. You might be able to go below the knee onto the shin. And if you'd like to use your block on the inside, you might have it on the higher setting, or if you can, coming down, palm flat onto your block. When you're ready, turn the eyes to look up towards that top hand. And find your breath. Pressing down through the outside edge of that left foot. And turn the eyes to look down towards that right foot. Soften through that right knee to come up to standing. Keep that right leg bent, left hand nice and light on the back leg. Right arm reaches up. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, circling the arms down. Bring both hands to the inside and then walk that right foot out to the side. Come onto the ball of that left foot. Both hands down, stepping back to your down facing dog. Let's take one breath in your down facing dog. And then come down to the knees. Knees nice and wide, big toes together. And just resting in your child's pose, either upright or coming a bit further down. Letting the shoulders relax. Closing down the eyes. And then make your way back into your tabletop position. Tucking the toes under, come into your down facing dog once again. Taking 3 breaths in your down dog. Eyes steady. Either hold your down dog or let's take that left leg up to your 3-legged dog. Extend that left leg up, keep it parallel. Draw that right quadricep up, flexing that left foot. Toes pointing down. Take one more inhale, reach that left heel up. Exhale, everyone stepping that left foot to the outside of the left hand. And you can always use your left hand to try to creep that left foot forward if you need to. Finding your sprinter's lunge. Pressing the back of the right thigh up towards the ceiling. One more full breath. The right heel comes down to the midline of the mat, circling this right arm up to come up to standing, pressing down through the feet, and then reset the feet so that inner or that left heel lines up with the inner arch of that right foot or the right heel. Shoulders facing to the side, arms out to the side. Take an inhale and then bending to that front leg, coming into your Virabhadrasana 2. Shoulders staying over the hips, so not reaching forward. Eyes setting towards that left middle finger. Option here to place that left hand onto the upper back, taking hold of that left elbow. Take an inhale as you exhale, maybe leaning back towards that right leg, eyes lifting up towards the ceiling. And on the next inhale, let's release those arms, straighten into that left leg. Walk that right foot in a couple of feet, getting ready for your Trikonasana. Inhale, exhale, letting that left hip shift back. Think about this, lengthening out through both sides of the waist, maybe just hand onto the thigh, right arm up, or below the knee. And then for some of us, maybe using the block, coming down a little bit lower, fingertips or palm flat. Turning the eyes to look up towards that top hand when you're ready. Find your breath. Soften through the face. And turning the head to look down towards that left foot, bending to that left leg, and then circling the arms up. Right hand comes lightly behind your left arm up. Take an inhale, and then exhale. Circling the hands down, both hands to the inside. Pop your block away if you're using one. Walk that left foot a little bit further out to the side, right foot out to the side, step back, down facing dog. Let's take a breath in your down dog. And then coming down to the knees, knees wide, big toes together, sit back into your child's pose, taking a height that feels right for you. You could rest your forehead on a block. And then let's extend those arms forward once again. Come up into your tabletop. Just coming into your down dog. It's only one more time. Tuck the toes under. Press back into down facing dog. Looking forward towards the hands. We're going to step the right foot to the outside of the right hand, left foot to the outside of the left hand. So we're coming into our Malasana or squat variation here. We're stepping the right foot and then the left foot. If you know that squatting down is going to be quite challenging, you could sit on your bolster or set up 2 blocks underneath you. If you're feeling okay, you can just come down. It can be quite a nice restorative pose if you put 1 or 2 blocks under there. Otherwise, just holding your Malasana, elbows out to the side, palms of the hands together. Allowing the hips to be heavy. Just one more breath. Using your hands, Just make your way down onto your mat, extending the legs out long. Give the legs a little bit of a wriggle out here. Just keep them a bit wider than your hips. And if you want to sit up on a blanket here, feel free to take a blanket and sit up a little bit higher. We're going to take our forward fold in a moment here. But first of all, we'll take Dandasana, so just upright with the spine. Palms down by the hips, trying to press down through the palms of the hands. Engage the quadriceps, pressing down through the backs of the thighs. Lift up out of the waist, and chin is very gently tucking in. Just 2 more full breaths. And then reach the arms out to the side. Take an inhale, arms up. As you exhale, start to fold forward over the legs just to where you can. Depending on how far you are in your pregnancy, you might be quite upright. And it can really help to just open the legs out a little bit wider. You're just needing a little bit more space for your belly. Just coming forward to where you can. Noticing if you can soften, particularly on the exhale. Sense of letting go. One more full breath. And then inhale, coming back upright. Bring the right heel in towards the groin and then fold this left leg back by your side. So the left foot is alongside that left hip, letting that left hip drop down. Arms by your side, take an inhale. As you exhale, placing that left hand onto the inside of that that left knee, right hand behind you and looking over that right shoulder. And we're just keeping that left hip dropping down rather than lifting up here. And then let's take an inhale, come back to center. We'll swap it around, bringing the legs out in front, bringing that left heel in now and folding this right leg back on the top of that right foot if you can, rather than having the foot kind of out to the side. Hands just by your side, take an inhale to lengthen up and then exhale, turning to your left, right palm to the right knee and turning towards your left shoulder. And that right hip just relaxing down. With each inhale, lengthening out through both sides of the waist. As you exhale, seeing if there's any more space to turn to the left. And then on the next in-breath, let's release. Coming back to center and extending the legs out in front of you. Just give the legs a little bit of a wriggle out. And we're going to set up for our Shavasana now. So if you've got a blanket or a cushion, yes, you can pop that up the top, using that as a bit of a pillow. And then either your cushions or your bolster, or if you've just got your blocks, you could also just use your block. Just popping that in front. We're going to lie on the left side of the body. Just taking some time, make yourself feel comfortable and having your cushions, your bolster nice and close. Closing down the eyes. Just taking a few deeper, fuller breaths. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose. And then out through the mouth. One more time, inhaling through the nose, out through the mouth. Just allowing the breathing to settle back into its natural rhythm. Just noticing if there's any way you can let go in the body. The face, the shoulders. Acknowledging your effort to practice today and allowing yourself to come to deep rest. Please feel free to stay resting here for as long as you need to. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time. Namaste.